Welcome to Bridging Real Estate with the Columbia Green Board of Realtors. I am your board president, Angela Lanuto, and today I am being joined by a very special guest. It is the New York State Association of Realtors President, Mr. David Legaz. David, thank you so much for joining us today. We are truly honored to have you be a part of this meeting today. Thank you.
Truly my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
First, before we get started, I was wondering if there was anything that you'd like to let our board members know today at the Columbia Green Board of Realtors.
At NYSAR, every president has a vision, and it's all within the pillars of the STRAT plan. And my vision this year is FDR, fair housing, diversity, equity, inclusion, and realtor safety. And for those who know me, I'm a retired NYPD sergeant, so safety and keeping realtors safe is a passion of mine. We have information on our website, nysar.com/safety, and you can see all the infographics and videos that we do monthly for keeping our agents safe out there.
So let's jump right into it. The NYSAR business meetings are always a great source of information for realtors. What are the top 2 items that came out of the meetings that all members need to be aware of?
Well, we're all aware of what happened in Long Island, and though that could have happened anywhere across the country, in terms of their discovery on their expose. It's actually an award-winning expose they did with the pair testing. And because of that, the Senate hearings happened, and there was a lot of discovery that was learned. And there are several legislative bills that are passed the Senate that affect our industry. And not only our industry on things we could do better, but also better for our society.
A renewed focus on fair housing and understanding implicit bias are key topics that we as association leaders are focusing heavily on today.
Angela, as we know, fair housing is very important. Matter of fact, NAR has several educational opportunities. They have a certification called At Home with Diversity. They have implicit bias training, and they also have Fair Haven. It launched in November of 2020. And it's a simulation training for realtors that uses the power of storytelling to help members identify, prevent, and address discriminatory practice in real estate. It's truly inspired by real stories. And when you walk through it, you actually see what the minority buyer may feel. At the NYSAR level, we are teaming up with the local boards to offer a grant to help them further this education as well.
I understand there is also a significant number of fair housing related bills that are being considered at the state legislature currently. Can you tell us the latest from Albany?
Sure. A lot of bills came out of the Senate, and NYSAR supports most all of them. One is to add 2 hours of implicit bias education within our 22.5 hours CE requirement, and NYSAR supports that, obviously. We've learned from Newsday's investigative reporting that the broker license is probably a little too easy to obtain, and there's lack of supervision out there. So they put a couple of bills in place to correct that. One is a increased pre-licensing broker and salesperson's course hours. There's one to requires the Attorney General to conduct yearly fair housing testing. As a matter of fact, the governor just announced yesterday that he's putting $250,000 in his budget dedicated to fair housing testing. Other bills included increased fines. So instead of a fine from DOS to be $1,000, now it's going to be $2,000. And that extra fine will go toward additional anti-discrimination fair housing fund.
And what is the role of NYSAR's advocacy team in this process?
NYSAR is blessed, truly blessed, to have not only Mike Kelly at the head of our government affairs, but we have advocates in every marketplace fighting for the local issues as well. So we're definitely on board with a lot of the ones that make sense, though NYSAR is always against anything that is too much government action into our commissions. So we always oppose something like that.
So of course, no conversation about political advocacy is complete without us talking about RPAC.
With RPAC, it gives us a seat at the table to be with the lawmakers so they can bounce ideas off of us, and we can have an open, genuine conversation with the lawmakers on the things that they think is important, but they also reach out to us. We are the voice of the homeowner. We're the voice that protects property rights. So RPAC is very important. And we just realized through the CARES Act that we were able to obtain being designated to get the pandemic unemployment assistance. No way ever did 1099 employees or independent contractors have the opportunity to receive unemployment insurance. Though through RPAC and through all the funding and the contributions and investments in our industry, we were able to have that important seat at the table in the Congress and get a carve out to have us included. So RPAC is truly important to our industry and our profession.
Great, thank you. And one of those things, in case you guys don't know about RPAC, it's the Realtor Political Action Committee. Dave, I know that one of your focuses is also on Realtor safety. We touched on it at the beginning of our interview. Are there any additional resources that NYSAR has out there to help promote Realtor safety?
Yeah, so NYSAR, we're doing a monthly safety video every month. Usually comes out in the third week of the month. And it is also followed by infographics that are also the information that's covered in that video. And I had the opportunity to raise the bar at NAR to include Realtor safety as something that's very important. And they created a Realtor Safety Advisory Committee. And through that, we're making tons of changes in the industry, especially on how to protect yourself being attacked by a predator.
Thank you, President Legaz, for coming on our show today. It truly is an honor to have you here. I mean, as we both know, it has been a crazy 2020 with the pandemic. Now going into 2021 with all the new rules that have been coming down the pike, and also some of these items that are on the legislative table. Could you also let our membership know when the next lobby day is in case they do want to attend?
That's great. And the lawmakers need to hear from the people who live in their districts. So we invite all the realtors to attend Lobby Day on April 27th. It'll be virtual this year. You'll have a pre-assigned times and date to meet with your lawmaker, and we'll give you some talking points as well. But the lawmakers do need to hear from the people who live in their district.
Great, thank you. Well, thank you again. Again, this is Angela Lanuto. I am your board president here at the Columbia Green Board of Realtors, and I was joined today by the esteemed president of the New York State Association of Realtors, Mr. David Legaz. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on our next episode of Bridging Real Estate with the Columbia Green Board of Realtors.